1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's a little bit soft. Hope everybody's doing well. My name is Hans. I'm simply a dude on the internet. Pretty sure I'm live everywhere. So I'm just going to do an overall market update, as I always do, and go through all of these symbols and see if they tell us anything interesting. So I'm just a dude on the internet. I'm not a financial advisor. You need to listen to me at your own risk. So BTC here, the daily. We can zoom out all the way. Let's start there. On the yearly, nothing is really wrong until we start closing candles below 46,000. 6 months, strong support there at 46k. Candle, not too bad. There is a little bit of an inefficiency on this chart, a fair value gap. So also close to that level. This is the 3 month. We'll pull up a fib tool here. We've bounced off the 38.2. This is the 50%. And obviously the 61.8. I don't know. Many people will tell you that the bull market is over if we revisit these areas. But in the past, we have done this. I don't know if they feel that there won't be enough time for us to come down here, create a W. It's going to have to board up very, very aggressively if we want to finish the bull market by 2026 at the latest. So the 3 month, it's not much we can say there. The monthly, we've just consolidated this. If you put this on the line chart, that's a horrific market structure. So you can just see the bearish market, opposite of good market structure. Well, it's good for someone who wants to short this. But if we invert the scale or we invert the chart, you can see that this is something that someone will long here, right? And the opposite, a short. And if we do a measured move off that move, just by using the candle body closes, this target takes you at least to 49,000, or yeah, 49,880. So that does suck. Which tells us there's maybe one more leg down. Just by going off market structure, we're really not looking at indicators or anything like that. Yeah, but either way, I'm still waiting for 2025 to see what happens there. So the only thing that we can say here on the monthly on these indicators, this is the RSI, and this is more like the stochastic RSI. It moves a little bit faster. None of these printed bearish market or bearish divergences on the chart. So at least we have that. It printed bearish divergences on both, on the faster one and the slower one. And the RSI never got as high as previous cycles. But we can see it has been diminishing over time. Anyway, so that's... So, and I mean, the weekly, the last time we were this oversold was back here, but it could go a little bit lower even. If this RSI were to go one more leg down, then it would create hidden bullish divergence here on the weekly. But this is where value is at for this asset, right? I mean, value investors are looking at these levels to start buying. And I don't know how bullish this is going to stay. If this is going to stay here at the 38.2, there's a valid trade that someone will take here. They'll risk it all the way. So yeah, I was saying you guys are going to experience some buffering, right? For some reason, my internet has not been well. So yeah, we were on the weekly. So you are going to experience some buffering. YouTube just told me that as well. So we'll just struggle through it. And in the future, I'll just record my videos. Anyway, the measured move was hit on the line chart, but I don't really like using the line chart, but apparently the institutions on Wall Street do use the line chart. They don't really care about candlesticks. So this, I mean, even on the weekly, this is still fine. This can put in a double bottom here for the weekly. And the cycle has been very, very mute or very, very chilled, actually. It might not feel like it, but in past cycles, we got, I mean, massive pullbacks from the lows, right? Right, all the way into the 61.8. And this is just by using the candlesticks chart. So the whole, and that's why I said all the way back then is I never believed it to be, I just say what I believed it to be. I just believed it to be a economic, a transfer of wealth and a reset. And all I thought is that they just used it as an excuse to bring the market back to these levels. And look, I mean, we're not even close to those levels yet. And we can cut out the candlesticks. And the market always wants to retest these breakout levels. And to be honest, BTC didn't create like the nicest W. I mean, the purest W you have is like back down here. You can argue that we retested it there, but I don't know. And I mean, if we adjust our, I'm just going to remove the indicators back here and just use the fib tool. To be fair, let me just use my control so it doesn't. So back here, with this top over here, we almost got to this 61.8, but it didn't get there, right? And the market reversed all the way up here. And that this peak never broke above the 38.2. Right, and it just continued to rally. In this pullback, we never even got to the 38.2. It just rallied higher. This is where you can maybe argue that the institutions were here already, right? They were buying for the ETF up here. And now we've only gone to the 38.2. We've only tested it once, not even tested these lower levels. And it's funny to me that people will say that if it comes back here, it's the end of the bull market. Like, to be fair, right? Like to be fair, that is the only W I can see on this chart, the weekly, a macro W. And it's just clear air. It moved so quickly through these areas. And we retested it. Look at this. You created your W. Not only did we retest the 61.8 before heading higher, we retested it during the C event, right? And we got as low as the 88.6, retesting the original W back there. Because this was very much the same. It moved so quickly through here. And the narrative is the +1 Ponzi token or whatever. And they brought it right back. You can imagine how altcoins got destroyed here. I mean, we can even go to previous cycles back here. Right, market bottomed. Like even the first one, the first initial rally, we came back to retest the 61.8, went a little bit higher. And then we came back to retest it again with this weekly candle here. It rallied, hit the 38.2, hit the 50% here. Now this is the 2015 cycle. Hit to the 38.2. This is much like what we're seeing in this cycle. Hit the 38.2. Hit the 38.2. I think this one also, oh no, a little bit short, but then it went all the way. And then it just comes back to retest these levels. But either way, these have been very, very powerful buy-up levels. And there are people that draw channels and all of that that are still holding. Like you've got this channel here. We can even, I don't know, where would you draw it from? Probably this one here. I'll just use this one. 1, 2, 3 touches, right? So this is a valid trend line. I think yeah, you measure it from the top here. Then you clone it. Just clone it. And then whatever, they'll try and find some confluence. Otherwise, we'll use both. So we're technically still in this channel. I don't want to spend too much time on BTC because I think the other stuff will tell us a little bit more. Now, this is Coinbase, and I've told you guys that this is an important chart because it kind of cleans up the BTC chart or the whole crypto chart. And this is a clear breakdown here now as well. You can see the M broke above. So it opened here. It closed. It actually closed above. No, it closed here. But either way, it needs to get above the pink line. This is very, very bearish market structure, and we can measure it. It's going to take you all the way back to the previous breakout level. Yeah, right back to these levels. And you can even pull up a fib tool here. So this is Coinbase, right? Right into the reload zone where value is at. So Dogecoin is right back into its accumulation range, which is the reload zone from the high to the low. This is where value is at. The granny would just wait, would have to wait for a W here on the weekly. I mean, it's even formed on the daily already now. So you guys can see there's kind of some bullish signs and some, obviously on the longer term time frame, some bearish signs. I'd probably have to wait for a weekly W here inside the reload zone. And then there's, I can't fault the granny if she wanted to get some Dogecoin here. So the dollar, still higher lows here. And this is the weekly scale. We lost that level. This has actually been, so I can just remove that. So we're at 102 now. Pierced through. I don't like that. That's bearish. So we might be going a little bit lower. And we see how the market reacts at 100. If you lose 100, oh my word, then all the way to 93. But we don't want the risk assets to also be going down while the dollar goes down. We don't want that to happen now when everything goes down together. Right, this the S&P. It opened up strongly yesterday. It's let's put on the line chart. See, the line chart makes it so clear. Yeah, so the daily is still fine. It just needs to hold to this level. Put in a small little W here. This is right inside of the larger, or this range's reload zone. And don't be surprised even if you come back and retest this previous breakout level. I don't know if it goes that deep for the S&P, but there's lots of support still there. This is where value is at in this area. But you don't want to start losing this low. And we need to see strength in the S&P, right? ETH BTC, it's just continuing down here. It is finally inside the reload zone. It's taken a lot of time. Now, obviously, now what I would tell people is that you need to see a W here. And this might take a while, right? Do we just V-bottom out of here? Like we didn't do it the previous cycle. You built beautiful market structure before going higher. Right, something like that. That takes you to early next year, right? For you to build some market structure to go out of here. What's up, Red Squirrel? Bitbump. Goed om jou ook te zien. What's up, Tintop? There are 24 viewers and 11 likes. So Ethereum, the same bearish market structure. You can see the M, right? The high, the low, the lower high, and the break of the market structure, right? That's the smiley face, market smiling at you. And if you were to invert the chart, you can see it's a low, a high, a higher low, and a higher high. That is a change of the trend. So that's a bullish market structure, right? But in this case, this is bearish market structure. And this pink line here is the measured move from the high to the low. And that takes you right into the 78.6 level, this 1,570 level, right? We've already bounced powerfully off the retracement level here. Now there is a lot on this chart, and I'll just clean it up a little bit. But either way, the green lines are the 61.8. This is also the macro 61.8, or the golden ratio. And you can see the confluence in these areas. I'll just pull up so quite symmetric. You can be... Yeah, so sorry, I've lost you again there, guys. So you can see how strong this level is. Now, I don't know if we go all the way to the 78.6 level, but there's a lot of support there. And we can look at previous market cycles to see if this is normal. Right, the previous market cycle from the low, now we didn't go that high for Ethereum, right? For Ethereum, we got right up to like here before we got rejected. But this came all the way back to retest its previous lows. You can imagine how scary that must have been, right? From 80, you rally all the way to 360, which is kind of the same gains we just recently had. Let's actually measure that out. Where's our measuring tool again? Here we go. $348. Yeah, that's like probably what we saw. 365. It's a very, very close kind of gains. And then we came back to all the way back to retest these lows. Because on the weekly, there was no W on the weekly. Oh, there was actually, to be fair. It was kind of a good W. But that was the C virus, right? Brought it right back. Yeah, so I hope the viewing experience isn't too bad. Yeah, so we've either hit the target already and got you a fill either way. Let's look at some indicators. Maybe that tells us anything. Not really, but we are very... Let's just zoom in here. Is this RSI lower? Yeah, so that RSI is lower. So the RSI is lower than what it was back here. So that's hidden bullish divergence there. Wicks and tails like to be eaten. Let's look on the daily. So don't be surprised if we come back and retest this level one more time. But it has wicks and tails like to be eaten only if the candle closes, if the consequent candles close below the candle that created that tail, which is this 2,420 level. So if it can just hold above those levels, it doesn't have to go all the way back there. But there's some bullish divergences that's formed into this low here. The euro is breaking out here. And this is strong bullish market structure for this to go higher. So the dollar could still weaken even further. And if I just go off the market structure, there's nothing bearish here. It looks strong. Like it wants to go more higher. Let's look at gold here. I mean, we should probably even look at a higher time frame. Yeah, I mean, gold needs like a 10% or 20% correction here. Right, retest these breakout levels at 2000. A stinky link. Link has retested its breakout level. So there's the W there. You're just retesting it now. And I show you this to give you an overall perception of the altcoin market, right? And with Doge as well. Let's see if there's a W that's forming here. So not a valid W, not on the line chart, nor on the candlestick chart, because the second V is lower. We can just create a second one here. Bullish divergence is on this last leg down on the daily. So I think you're in the, yeah, you are in the reload zone. So All you have to see now is a W break, and I can't fault the granny for getting some if she wanted to get some. And even if she had her orders at the 61.8 at or the 78.6 level, I would be fine. Her next one would be at the 88.6 level to get some more. And then she'll just sell halves and doubles into the bull market. So, I mean, nobody thought that you were going to get to these levels again, and this is how the market works. It brings it back. The Nasdaq. So it's reset on the daily, right? We just need to see a W, which you don't have yet. So you're inside the reload zone of the recent range. Let's see how the weekly looks, if it's come down at all. So it needed to reset, right? You can see how bearish and how overextended it was at these levels for a long time. These indicators wouldn't have gotten you out, but it was telling you that it's very, very overextended. And it gave you the perfect market structure on the 4-hourly to sell. Oh, that wasn't Nvidia. Never mind. We're on the Nasdaq now. So getting overextended here on the daily, the weekly. So probably everybody's thinking we're gonna get this kind of a year of downwards. We're almost back to these levels on the RSI. Let's look at this on the RSI. Yeah, so that's bullish divergence all the way from back here. So the momentum must reset all the way from what it was back here and even lower. So we've created all that space to go higher, all of the momentum there to take you higher, but you've only gone down a little bit, right? So there's still a lot of support here for tech. Let's look at Nvidia quickly. So a weekly, let's look at the candlestick. So yeah, you can see the clear aim here. I mean, it even gave you the signal on the weekly to go short there. So there's the bearish market structure. And pretty clear. I mean, if we look at this on the candlestick chart, I mean, it's just been up only. I mean, is Nvidia just going to go up for like the next 10 years? Or is it going to have healthy pullbacks? I mean, look at that. Where is value for this asset? At $53, right? I'm not saying it's going there. Let's look at it on the monthly. Yeah, I mean, the last time it was this bearish on the monthly was here. And we got this pullback. We got a 68% pullback. Yeah, dude, I wouldn't be surprised if we come to the 61.8 all the way to 53. Yeah, and unless you see a week, even a daily W, you're catching a falling knife here, right? And the valid one, that wasn't the valid one. Yeah, it's not good. Others BTC has a little W, the weekly. We put on the golden ratio here because it actually got hit. So this is the lowest cap market coins. Actually, it's just holding on to the 61.8. Once again, you can see how powerful this level is. There is at 134 billion. Here's the W retest. Others' dominance has come back all the way. This is the amount of market share that the shitcoins have. These are all the coins below the top 10. What fib level is that? This looks like the 78.6 level, holding on to the 78.6 level. So yeah, I mean, all of these shitcoins are now in value. In the previous cycle, we did the same, right? Topped out and came all the way back to the 78.6 level before going higher. Pretty much the exact same thing that we're seeing now. Right, into the 78.6 level. And you can see the small W's here on the weekly. Came back to retest that. This is the Russell. Now we need this to do well, because this is the shitcoins of the stock market, and we're just below the risk curve in cryptocurrency. So these were breakout levels, but we've just come right back, and we never really created the best W, because that was the ultimate low there. We broke below all these lows here. So, I mean, if we're going to put on the line chart, it is going to show you a small little W. To be fair, right? It did create a small little W on the weekly scale. But that is all there is. I mean, do we come down to retest this level? I don't know. Hopefully, if it holds here, up here, that would be quite strong. Then it would just be us retesting this breakout level. Now, I had it drawn up there for a reason, because I probably thought that this was a good enough W, as we came back and found, held it as resistance, then as support. So you can see it's got a lot of confluence there. You can listen to my stream afterwards when it's on my page, and just to exit from there. Solana, I mean, technically, I don't like it when an asset pokes through its bearish market structure and then it's gotten back up, because BTC has done the same and is now trading below those levels. So it did the same, it's just like lagging. And this measured move is all the way back to retest these breakout levels. And you can see, like, it created some market structure here, Solana, and broke out like in clear air. And as fast as it moved through here, if this is going to lose to this level, it's going to go all the way down here. And it would be healthy if this had a little bit of a pullback. But is this just going to continue here? That would be very, very strong. And if we put it on the line chart, it's just held like really, really powerfully here. Yeah, and that was its breakout level, and it failed. It faked you out and then went lower. But then again, I should be saying the exact same, right? The fact that poked through there shows that I said the exact same thing at the opposite end. So, yeah, that's the funny thing about charts. And no one can tell you exactly what is going to be happening. It's just a probabilities game at the end of the day. That is hidden bullish divergence right there. As the price action is higher, yet the indicator made a new low. So it created more space, yet the price action is still higher. But either way, I can't chase something like this. I have to wait for a pullback here. This is why. This is the short location. This is where the shorters are putting in positions, because it's the exact same from back here. I don't really want to go into that right now. Total market cap on the weekly, that looks terrible, right? But we've lost market structure from back there already. From back here. That was the M already, confirming. The high, the low, and the lower high. Breakdown. Failed. And now going lower. Let's see what the measured move is. So a little bit more room to go. Let's see if it actually hit on the candlestick. Yeah, it did. Hit the target on the candlestick. But generally, I would measure it from the candlesticks, right? From there. And let's see what fib level that takes us to. Right into the 61.8. And that is the breakout retest there at 1.26 trillion for the overall market cap, right? That tells us that there is one more move down. But is the market that bullish that it's holding up here at the 38.2? That is like a lot of strength, actually, right? Because you don't see these moves in traditional markets anymore, right? You'll be happy to see an index come into the coveted ratio. So this analysis is generally for more volatile assets like meme coins and shit coins. Total 2. So yeah, the break of this market structure, this is the total 2. I mean, this measured moves takes you all the way to the 88.6 level. And generally, bearish patterns on larger time frames in bull markets don't generally meet their targets. And the same in bull markets, bearish price targets don't really hit their targets. I just said the same thing. Either way, I hope you guys get what I mean. Let me just clean up this chart a little bit more. So yeah, that's the retest of the W. We're pretty close to it. And then if you really want to be stingy, I mean, there's another W in here in the shorter time frame. So lots of support there. This also tells you maybe one more leg down, but a good reaction already. Total 3. Bouncing off the 61.8. All of these charts have been drawn the same, right? And there is your retest. So this is total market cap excluding BTC, ETH, and stablecoins, bouncing off the 61.8. The retest is at 407 billion. And this is called the sign of strength, the Wyckoff recheck of previous accumulation ranges. Because we expect this to happen, right? Maybe it's bottomed here already, but just to keep, and then into the end. And people are scared because they feel there isn't enough time left here. It's funny how quick the market changed, right? Okay, we never thought we would be here and be thinking like there's not enough time for the cycle to end. And maybe it's a little bit longer. Maybe not. Two-year yield, I mean, that's broken, right? It's gonna get more, interest rates are gonna get a lot cheaper. The 30 here, That's the last support line here. If it starts trading down here, home price index still going higher. USD tether dominance, when this is bullish, it's bad for us, and you can see the bullish move here that has done the recent damage, right? But on a massive weekly rejection from the 50% level, right? So this is the which, if the market is below the 50% of the range, that's still bearish here for this asset. And if it's at the top, that's bullish, and it gets a little less bearish, and it just got rejected at that 50% level aggressively, which is good for us, right? So, I mean, there's no bullish dive or no bearish divergence there. I mean, if it can get a little bit rejected, a little bit more, I think it will form some bearish divergence there on the RSI, maybe. That's the weekly time frame. Overextended on, I mean, it's reversed on lower levels, like back here. So maybe it is reversing here, or it stopped out. But this was a good market structure. But this is now the same thing we're seeing here. Because this is technically in a bear market, right? It's just been downtrending. But it has changed trends here because it's made a higher high there as well. So this needs to fail hard. On the daily, it's going to be very overextended, I think. I mean, I really think maybe it comes down here and then does one more leg into the 61.8 maybe. So a little bit of a recovery and then the last leg down. Okay, let's see if the likes are better. The likes are better. 22. Okay, so there's more likes than viewers, which is good. What has XRP done? Let's see if this chart is bullish to me at all, because I see a lot of people talking about it. And you're still in the overall reload zone. You've just left value here. I mean, it's above the reload zone. It's given you a lot of chance to buy it. Technically still in the overall reload zone, which is here. Yeah, maybe this goes a little bit higher. You wanted to close above this level. If you do close above that level, you're going to get rejected at $1.33. Hard, probably. Okay, so let's go through Pulse Chain a bit here. The monthly is at 37. Just remove the candlesticks. So we are just below. I mean, so this is an important support level here, right? We don't want to close below that level here on the monthly. It's not the end of the world if we make a new low. We're just going to have to create new market structure, new W's. So you can see how powerful this level has been on the monthly. Then there was another open and a close there. which we're well below that level now. So we can zoom in now. So this is the weekly RSI, and we can see on the weekly RSI that the lowest held on the RSI. This is the weekly time frame. The low is at 32.52. We are now at 33.32, so it's higher. Price action is lower on the weekly. So this is bullish divergence that is forming here on the weekly. Strong bullish divergence. This is class A bullish divergence. But it's obviously not confirmed yet. It will only be confirmed once it trades above that level. So it's a very high time frame bullish divergence, obviously. So that is at least a positive sign here. On the weekly time frame, put on the RSI. Yeah, we can see from the monthly support levels. No, sorry, I keep disconnecting, but I'll just look at my screen and hopefully say what I have to say during the buffering. Yeah, so there's a part of me that wants this to close. I mean, yeah, let's just close the weekly above the monthly support level, which is at 3580, right? Hold there for the week. And the week will then close on bullish divergence formed. Then we can go out here, get rejected at this 500 level, come down, find this 380 level as support. That will be our W on the weekly. Now, this is the best case scenario, which I'm telling you guys now, right? And then we have our weekly W, and then we can get out of this area, right? That's the least you would have to see. Maybe even a breakout or a retest, or another rejection and another higher low. So that would be enough bullish market structure for us to go higher, right? That will then have formed bullish divergence here, right? And then we can go higher from there. That's the best case scenario, right? I mean, and if we start, what's the bearish case here? If we start losing these lows, right, these most recent lows, we're going to go to the start, right, to where we opened it at 2,766. If we continually close weekly and monthly candles below these levels. On the weekly scale, we need to start closing those candles above this level, which is at 3,580. You need to close candles above there. You can see it's getting rejected now on the daily. But this brings us back to right back to BTC. This W on the daily. If we can get this W on the daily, this is probably going to take us to the upper band at least. What's up, Richard's only brother? Okay, so that's PLS for you. And I mean, let's just quickly see on the, have we closed any candles below these levels? Weekly candles. So this week's as well. Because I'm looking at that, because if we close a candle below these levels back here, it's a new price action below this area, but right, the RSI was much lower here. So that's another bullish divergence here. as the momentum is higher, yet the price action is lower. So that's another class A bullish divergence from back there. So yeah, it's looking positive thus far, the daily, but the daily is only opened. It's how many hours? 8 hours old from my time frame. Okay, luckily PLSX looks much stronger and has lots more support down below. So that's a weekly double bottom thus far. Right, we just need to close the candlestick above that, and the wick down here needs to hold. And I would like to see both. It's just stronger. And I mean, lots of support back here. So yeah, we probably don't even have to talk about these levels until we hold here. And this is, I mean, it's a pretty chart. Like I've said it many times. If we look at it versus PLS, it's not where value is at, not for me anymore. Yeah, so PLSX on the USD. So yeah, I mean, it seems like every time it doesn't look like it's hit its stop yet on the ratio. There's no bearish doves here. Maybe I look at the 3-day. So I mean, the 3-day has been in bearish divergence for a long time. But unless it trades below the candle that created the bearish divergence, and that's a long way away. And the daily has probably been in bearish divergence for a long time. So yeah, I mean, you're not going to know exactly when it reverses, but when it does. And I can't get in front of this until I start seeing like an M on the chart. Like something like that, a lower low and then a loss of that. Either way, value for this versus PLS, if this is the top here, which I don't know, and it's impossible for me to predict. This is log scale. This is where value is at for this asset versus PLS. It's the Wyckoff recheck back there. It's already been an hour, and I think I'll just cover the top ones. Pretty much, it's not yet time to be buying. But yeah, I mean, it probably is. Like, you can start buying your favorite coins. I mean, most of them are wrecked versus PLS. Hex versus PLS here has finally broken above the downtrend. Right now, we just need to see a W on the other side of the downtrend on the daily. So something like that. So this is versus PLS, right? Let's look at Hex versus USD. So on the candlestick chart, that's bullish divergence on the 3-day. Let's look at it on the weekly. So new low, but the RSI is still higher. So that's bearish divergence. If the candle closes here, that will also be confirmed on the candlesticks or the line chart, like that, which would be good. And meaning there's lots of bullish divergences from back there, because the price action, the momentum is higher, yet the price action, I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, it's higher, price action is lower here than it was back here, yet the momentum is higher. It's a mouthful. Right, and then obviously, so this could have been the low. If it was the low, we need to see a W on the weekly time frame, right? So we can reverse if you want to go higher sustainably. V bottoms are not great. The market tends to retest those V bottoms. On the daily time frame here, we do have bullish divergence, and you can see the little W down there. It will only be confirmed once we break above that 38 level back here, right? So that when the W confirms, you can see it clearly on the line chart as price action is lower. So at least that's a positive sign. So what you want to see now here is you want to see a W form on the chart, right? And you have the V now. You just need to see a higher low come in. And so the W is going to play out on the daily. You get your retracement, which is then the W on the larger time frame. To have the bullish divergence, the only thing you need to see now is a valid W. You see, that was not a valid W back there, and the market came all the way back. So we need to see a valid W form. Ink. Okay. So still a valid double bottom here. I mean, the RSI is fine here. Got nice and low. It does have bull doves. It's been going higher since the 27th of May. And price action's been going lower on, yeah, so there is bull doves there. Obviously on the weekly, you're in value. You've got the bull doves, so you just need to see a W form, and it will be confirmed once you break above $3.20. So that's the clear W there. I would love if this weekly candle closes above $2.08. Because that will then give you a W, not only on the daily time frame, but on the weekly time frame as well. No, the daily back here never gave us, that's a V bottom, right? So you've come down all the way to candle body lows. You can see here, candle body lows or trade locations. So yeah, you need to see a valid W. You need to see a valid W, right, before you can go higher. So yeah, Ink has a daily W forming here. The weekly W is still intact. I mean, we can take a look at EHEX. See what monstrosity waits us here. So the monthly printing at 36. The weekly, that's bullish divergence forming. The daily bullish divergence on the daily forming here. So, but this needs to close above there. The only thing you need to see now is a small little W here, maybe a few. Yeah, so bullish divergences here. Yeah. Like I can long this when it breaks above there. Let's see what the ratio is doing. See what the monthly RSI ratio tells us. Printed at 39. That looks like a weekly W or a monthly W forming the ratio. And it will be confirmed once you break above 37 ETH per PLS. The weekly chart, you can pull up a little fib tool. Yeah, maybe scoop some up once you get to this level. Now, I would only put in like a small amount, and I would sell halves on doubles. But that's just what I would do. So that's where value is at for this ratio. And then I'll just sell halves on doubles and rebuy reload zones and etc. etc. It's just another ticker to trade. Are there any requests? It's been more than an hour, I think. Kind of giving you guys a good update of where we are at, what levels we want to see, from BTC to the most boring macro charts. But the sentiment is pretty negative, right? That's what you want, right? Because everybody was bullish at the highs. So extreme fear here at 20. Did I look at XRP? Yes, I did. It's too late to chase, and it's got a lot of resistance above it. It was at 17 2 days ago. Wow, total reset. So you can imagine everybody's scared. Judge by your own emotions, right? Yeah, and I'm just sticking to the 4-year cycle because we never know all of the different narratives we're going to hear. And nothing has changed just yet, although we don't have lots of data points. History has shown us that the 4-year cycle has repeated. Nothing to do with the halvening cycle. I don't know if I believe in the halvening cycle, but the 4-year cycle is definitely intact. And unless something changes, that's literally the only thing to go off of, unfortunately. I mean, we can look at Rob, seeing as Rob is in the chat. And no one else. People have given up on their coins. So this is the 3-day and the weekly. I mean, we can probably go. Right, this is where value is at for this asset. I bought some here and I bought some more recently, I think, maybe last week. This is hidden bullish divergence. You can see price action is higher, yet the indicator is lower. So it's created space with this recent downtrend. It's pushed the momentum lower, but the price action has held higher. So that's a strength in the chart. And yeah, this is where you should be getting it, right? Not when it's above it. And it's a nice little chart. It's a pretty little chart. I don't care for people that put this on log scale to make their coin look good. But if you wanted to look at this like that, it doesn't get better than that, right? But we're not faking guy here. We look at the linear chart because this shows you most recent price action. And that's the only thing we care about. Let's see if anything is green here. I mean, we can go to shorter time frames and you can look for W's. You didn't get the prettiest W here. It's like this weird little W here. So maybe this comes down one more time and gives you a chance and then goes. But a lot of people are going to watch this and the LP is thin, so it's most probably going to move it higher just because of me talking about it. This was a nice little W back here inside the reload zone. And you don't have to catch a falling knife. You can wait for the trend to change. And how amazing is the chart that it then comes back to retest that W, right? This is called the Wyckoff check. Yeah, you guys are probably hearing a lot of background noise. Baby screaming. My internet it sucks. Buffers the whole time. Anyway. Yeah, I think I'm going to end it at that. I'll probably record the next few videos instead of live streaming. All right. My game plan was always that there would be a de-risking before the election, just hoped for gains before this. Yeah, we are in that mid-cycle dip. So, like you can see, like some of my streams with Katie back in the day, and the specific coin I was looking at was linked. And I remember plotting these levels back then, right? And thinking I'm crazy. But it was the same in 2020. I was buying this retracement. Like I had my buy levels on Binance, like a good disciplined granny that I was. And I was buying these levels on these coins. This was even before big payday in Hex. Yeah, and we were buying these weekly Ws because they just come back to retest these weekly Ws, right? And that's where my orders would have been. And just sell halves and doubles. But the only difference is we were valuing them versus BTC instead of USD. But it's a lot of fun doing this on Pulse Chain, and it's been very lucrative as well. Like I've done really, really well on like all of the coins that we've traded. From GIF, from all of the Tangang coins, finding them early. Pikachu, Charizard, I mean, all of those we traded. I mean, from like, look at this watch list. I trade all of these coins successfully. Like Apida, Teddy Bear, Itropa, all of them. And I was selling halves on doubles into PLS all the way up. Like farming PLS, like buying these lows, selling up in these highs, rebuying here now, right? Feeling like I'm freaking crazy, just like I felt like I was crazy back here and back in the day in 2020. Because all I know is the 4-year cycle and just betting on that. Like teddy bear, I mean gophers. Like I was selling gophers like crazy, feeling like an absolute maniac selling it up here. And up here, instead of sending a new PLS, I sacrificed half of the remaining gophers that I had. And I'm wrecked on this afterwards, but I've taken a lot of profits all the way up here, thinking I'm crazy selling my gophers all the way up. Solid X as well. I tweeted Solid X trade early. I mean, my 9-inch track record is amazing. Like some of it, it's up here. Like the trades I made. And I don't risk a lot. I don't have to because, like, anyway. Tweeted the breakout on BBC beautifully. Traded it well as well, selling halves and doubles. Poor play I struggled with for a long time to get into position, but either way, it's absolutely wrecked, and I think I made a double or two on this. Pattaya, sacrificed for Pattayas. Sold halves on doubles on the launch. I never rebought Pattayas. But this is one that has been outperforming PLS well. Only now seeing a correction. Never bought loan. Never sacrificed for loan. Rob I did well on, right? Right, I recently got a double on weight in the, what you can say, the bear market, or never, I think I bought Mint. I'm underwater on Mint. PZN. I think I got a double on PZN off. Kiyomoto we did well on. Bro, I did a really, really well on Bro because the snipers came out, or it became viral on Pulse Chain, and I copied the contract address live on stream and pasted it in my sniper before everybody else. I didn't have the contract address before the time. I didn't mess with gas or anything. It was a free account, and it got me a snipe through. So one of the first buyers on Bro, and I sold halves on doubles all the way up, even though it was BitBoy's token, right? Did really, really well, and it's wrecked. It's absolutely destroyed. And that's the difference between me and everybody else, is I tell you honestly what I'm doing right before the time. Bana is one of the early ones, right? Got in on this very, very early. But it needs to come down a lot before I can be interested again. It's just been going up. Duck and Airplane, a little bit late on those. I think I'm sitting on GME. Did really well on GME because I found this early. GIF did really good on GIF because got in really early. I put in like 100,000 PLS in this thing, like really, really early somehow. Because my philosophy by then was just put in a little bit into everything I see. And GIF was one of those. Like put a little bit, like it was like, I mean, $10 or $5 back then. And it just paid off so much. I just kept selling all the way up, 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 up. And I mean, we can just see what happened to the chart. Right? Like up here, selling this thing, removing LP pools, and people telling me this thing can never go down. And up, on the way up, selling halves on doubles back into PLS, like I felt crazy doing it. But it has just paid off. Like, the only thing that needs to work now is PLS needs to go up. LUSD, I think, got me a little bit wrecked. Game I did well on. Trump, yeah, Trump's been good. Recently been buying some beef flaps. This has been going up for some reason. It looks a lot like the Poor Pleb art. Like it's probably the same people. And it's launched on 9-inch as well. So it's probably launched by the 9-inch guys. Nope, I just took the free airdrop there. Maddie token. I'm just providing... I've already gotten hate about Maddie token. But it's funny because I'm in profits in the thing because I'm in LP and it's paying a lot, the LP. Yeah, don't do what I do. Pikachu did really good on Pikachu, created the LP for Pikachu. Mafia, pretty much bought the lows on Mafia before it took off. Ditto and Blastoids, I'm still trying to get into this. I don't really want to talk about Ditto because I'm looking to buy some of this. It's finally taking a hit here. OMG, I did really good on. Yeah, anyway, so I think there is going to be another season in PLS by the end of the bull market, like we have already seen, but a lot more powerful. And the Tangang coins, my word, like I mean, I bought two of these very, very early, and I've just been getting free money and selling it, right? And people didn't like the fact that I sold my NFT on this as well. But only now after I've been getting the airdrops, and I've been selling the airdrops as well. I might now hold on to these airdrops. Excuse me. I've been sick and talking a lot, so quite suddenly. There is a small little W here on 9mm. But this airdrop is probably going to come out, and we're going to retest that breakout level. And then I'm going to see what happens after that. Because it's taken some punishment. It's a 3.2 million market cap. Entry might be soon on Trump. And then everything else is getting absolutely wrecked. But yeah, I mean, don't sleep on the Tangang coins, right? As soon as, I mean, it's probably, I don't know if it's formed, it does look like it's formed bullish divergence, right? Once again, inside the reload zone. And now you just need to see a W, right, on the daily time frame. We've got the V. We just need a higher low, and then I can buy this. And you're getting it very cheaply, right? Everybody wanted it here. Everybody wanted to be part of the Tangang here. And now, obviously now they're getting flooded and everything. Like, I'm so apolitical, not only in trading. Let's just talk about trading. But I don't really care about, I'm just looking at a chart, right? The ticker and the community don't really matter. You've got a V bottom here. You need to come down and retest this. You're inside the reload zone. This is where value is at. I drew this line many months, many minutes, probably not even months, many weeks ago. And it's come down to retest it here. I don't know if there's bull divs here. It's a little bit high already with bearish divergence. Yeah, it does seem like it needs to retest these levels down here one more time. But this is where value is at for Dick with Butt, etc. And I think the rest of the Tangang coins are going to get very, very cheap. They are already taken immense punishment. Tetra's down hard. Please keep selling, guys. Yeah, I saw you lost. You lost your lows. You're oversold, so it's not the end of the world. The fact that you lost your lows, you just need to now create new market structure, right? Keep making lost that long. It's just an example of what you need to start seeing. Send me more coins that you guys are looking at. I mean, Trump, yeah, it's ready to break out. Like, I would have loved for it to go down here. But it looks powerful. It looks like it wants to go. I haven't gotten the best entries in this that I would have liked. Like, I think I got some down here because I was chasing it and it performed well. And then I've been buying some in here inside the reload zone. But it's been holding up strongly. I'm not worried. It's good. You have to believe, otherwise you never make it, right? Like the non-believers in whatever coin it was in this recent dip, they're selling, right? And the only thing that keeps you holding is conviction. Right, I think I'm going to end it there. wish you the best of luck. Yeah, check out Patreon, come join Discord, come join the chat. I'm slowly nibbling on some of my favorite coins, believe it or not. Even on Binance, looking for some coins on Binance to buy. Yeah, always play from a position of strength, don't get wrecked. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it's not laggy or whatever.